Just because we want them to invest with us right away doesn't mean that they're going to be necessarily ready, willing, or able to invest with us right away.
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey again, Dave Dubeau, episode number 8 of the How to Raise Capital 101 show. And this is also the 8th lesson in our 9-part series on what I call the money partner formula. So the first 9 episodes of the show are a mini course on how to go from raising no capital to raising your first 6 figures in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months. So today we're going to dial into the importance of what I call capital continuity. So this is going to be how you're going to how you're going to go from those raising that 6 figures fairly quickly to raising the 7 figures over a period of time. So this is where the lion's share of the capital is. So again, if you've missed any of the previous episodes, we went through the foundational phase, we went through the launch phase. So all about all the stuff that you need to get things up and rolling, and then pressing go and really getting things going with this. And now we're into the leverage phase. And this is lesson number 8, where we're talking about capital continuity. So this is the importance of those 3 C's that we first touched upon in episode number 6. Constant, consistent, edutaining communication. So this is going to be how you're going to go from 6 to 7 figures. So consistency, we all know this, that it's so important. If you want to get good results over time, you need to be consistent. It's like anything, right? If you're sporadic about it, you're going to get hit and miss results. But if you're consistent, you're going to get very, very consistent results. So it's just kind of like most people with the New Year's resolution, a lot of folks, myself included, that have a few extra pounds, they want to lose some weight. That becomes their New Year's resolution. And then they rush out to the gym, they start a new diet, and they go strong, typically for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, and then they fizzle out, all right? And then they go back to their old habits and they pack the weight back on again. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to marketing. It's the same thing when it comes to our capital marketing for attracting investors. A lot of people get off to a good start, but then life gets in the way and they fizzle out. Or they're not weird like me and they don't really enjoy marketing. I love marketing. I nerd out on this stuff. Most people are not like me, I realized a while ago. But hopefully this example will inspire you. So what we're looking at here, and if you're listening to this, if you aren't seeing this on our YouTube channel, what I'm showing is a big circle with a dollar sign in it. And that circle, let's say that's a pie, and that represents all of the capital that is available to you within your network, within your Dream 200 list of prospective investors. That circle represents that entire amount, whatever that might be. Maybe it's $1 million, maybe it's 1.5 million, maybe it's 10 million. I don't know. It depends on your circle of influence. But anyhow, that represents all of it. So a lot of people get off to a good start and then they fizzle out. So let's say you get off to a good start and you go hard with the marketing in the launch phase. So your first month, your second month, your third month, you're pretty good. You're up and going. You're pretty consistent with it. And that is going to lead to you being able to raise those 6 figures. If you do this right, this is how we're able to help our clients raise their first 6 figures, whether that's $150,000, $200,000, $250,000, typically within 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, that kind of time frame, for a number of weeks, right? That represents, out of the total amount available to you, that represents about 15%. That's what the low-hanging fruit is. That's pretty easy to get access to, your first 2 or 3 investors, maybe 4 investors. However, if you stop there, you are missing out on the lion's share of the capital available to you. Now, here's why most people end up kind of stalling out. They're trying to juggle too many things. I mean, you know what I'm talking about here. If you are still working at your job and you have a family, if you have kids, you have a spouse, you have your portfolio, you're looking for deals, you're managing the properties that you currently have, you're dealing with tenants and toilets, you got all this stuff going on, plus you're trying to have a bit of a life, it's hard to keep all those balls up in the air. And what ends up falling down? What ends up falling down is the stuff that you don't really like doing that much, the stuff that's kind of a struggle for you. That's the stuff that tends to get put to the wayside. All right. So here's the challenge. Most people are not naturally marketers. So they get to the point, if they're trying to do, especially if they're trying to do the marketing, every month at a time, they end up looking at that computer, trying to figure out what to come up with next, what to talk about on their next video log, what to write about in their next newsletter, what to write about for their next blog post, whatever it is. They struggle to come up with that content. So they end up fizzling out. All right. And then they're stuck. And then, maybe they've raised a quick little pop of capital. That's good to get the next deal done. But then what? Then they have to start all over again from scratch. Now, on the other hand, when you're consistent about it, when every single month in, month out, in fact, week in, week out, when we're working with our clients, we actually do weekly marketing to their list. So the first week of the month, it's going to be a newsletter. The second week, it's going to be a blog post. The third week, it's going to be a video. The fourth week, it's going to be another blog post. Then the same thing, right? Newsletter, blog, video, blog, newsletter, vlog. You get the point, right? So every single week, month in, month out, that constant, consistent, edutaining communication. If you're not sure what I'm talking about with edutaining, go back to episode number 6. We talk about that in detail. Now, here's the beautiful thing. When you do this week in, week out, month in, month out, it gives the 85% of the investors on your list the time they need in order for time, circumstances, and their abilities to all line up when they are ready to invest with you. Just because we want them to invest with us right away doesn't mean that they're going to be necessarily ready, willing, or able to invest with us right away. However, when we stay on top of mind with people with that constant, consistent, edutaining communication, that's how we're the ones they're going to think of when their time and circumstances change. That's how you're going to be able to access that 85% that's available to you out of that total pot of gold. All right. It's that constant, consistent, edutaining communication over time. So maybe you raised $225,000 right off the get-go. The other 85% represents $1.5 million in total capital available to you. So this is how we're able to help our clients go from raising 6 figures in a matter of weeks to 7 figures in a matter of months through this constant and consistent edutaining communication. So you don't want to be seen as a flash in the pan. I mean, think about it. If you're looking for somebody to invest $50, $75, $100, $200,000 with you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. Okay, the trust factor is huge. What's a big part of trust? A big part of trust is being reliable. What's a big part of reliability? It's consistency, right? Just showing up week after week after week after week, right? Drip, 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 drip. So here's a perfect example of this. I'm going to be sharing with you a case study with Karina, one of our rock and roll clients. Absolutely love working with Karina and her husband, Dave. And anyhow, we got them up and rolling. And right out of the gate, they had good luck. They raised, I can't remember exactly how much they raised, a couple of $100,000 within their first 6 or 8 weeks. They got off to a really, really good start. But where the magic really started to play in was over time, over the next 6 months, 8 months, 12 months of this constant, consistent, edutaining communication. So listen to this next little case study and just think about how cool would that be if you could have the same thing happen for you. So have a listen to
the e-scene that went out today. I had a friend who's like, yeah, I'm ready to invest just from that one email. And this happens like all the time now. I'm constantly communicating with people. And then when they see these e-scenes, because they see it ongoing, they say, okay, yep, I'm ready to go. And we get contacted. Last month's vlog, we had a friend who has already invested with us. And he saw that vlog and he said, hey, I was just about to buy this other property, but then I saw your vlog and I thought, you know what, why don't I just do another project with you guys? Because he loves what we're doing anyways. And he funded a whole project.
How much would you say that you have raised up to this point?
It's definitely been over $1 million by now. any new opportunities, investing opportunities, I send it off to my investors list. And just from that list, we get, yes, I'm in for this much, or yes, we're in for that.
You're telling me the process works.
It works. It works.
I love her enthusiasm. So again, imagine that. Imagine if you could have an investor reaching out to you saying, I was thinking about doing this deal, but then I got your marketing and now we decided to put my money back in with you, especially if it's $450,000. That's huge. So she went on to raise well over $2 million, thanks in large part to this consistency of the marketing. So don't just get off to a good start, keep it going. So here's an actionable item for you. When it comes to your marketing, I recommend that you plan out your marketing ahead of time and do it in batches. So for example, if you're going to be doing videos, don't try and do one video every month. Try and crank out 4, 6, 8, 12 videos all at the same time, and then you can set them and forget them. And that way you don't ever have to think about it again. Does that make sense? So when we're working with our clients, they don't have to worry about the marketing. We take care of that for them. All right, let's take a look at what's coming up next, because we're quickly wrapping up this 9-part mini course on the Money Partner formula. And on episode number 9, our final part of this mini course, we're going to be talking about the Capital Credibility Amplifier. The Capital Credibility Amplifier. This is how to be seen as a real estate expert in the eyes of your prospective investors. Here's the good news. You don't need to have decades of experience. You don't need to have hundreds of deals under your belt. You can be seen as an expert authority even with one little deal under your belt. We're going to show you exactly how to do that on episode number 9. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you on the other side. This episode is brought to you by MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's MoneyPartnerFormula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.